So when they say new levels equals new devils, what they don't tell you is that your new level also requires you to be a new devil. Mm. I know, I know. They didn't tell you this part, but I'm here to tell you this part. Listen, they don't want you to know that this new level will require a strength, a formidable power to be unlocked, unleashed, activated, and risen in you. So much so that when you enter into rooms, your fire, your passion, and your je ne sais quoi is felt before you even have to say a word. They don't want you to know this. They don't want you to know that when you become your version of the new devil on your new level, that you will be the one that's highly feared. Not because you're out to get anybody, not because you're out to seek revenge, not because you're out to harm anybody, not because you're wicked, not because you're evil, but because they know that if they merely attempt to delay or get in the way of your divine mission and purpose given to you by God, by Goddess, by the universe, by your ancestors, by your spiritual guides, but even merely attempting to get in the way of your divine mission and purpose, that they will feel your wrath. They will feel your fire when you enter the room. Your new level requires you to also be a new devil. Now, what do I mean? Timmésha, what do you mean be a new devil? Huh? I have a good heart. I'm a good person. I love people. Of course. But this isn't your ideology of what you've been taught about what devil or devils are. This isn't that type of conversation. If you've been listening to the messages I've been sharing for some time, you know this is not that type of conversation. Your new level requiring you to be a new devil means that you become this formidable force, somebody who is literally unfuckwithable when it comes to your power and your mission and your purpose. It requires you not to be overly humble. That is what becoming your new devil is on your new level. It requires you to set boundaries, healthy boundaries, and dare anybody to cross them. It requires you to be able to cut people off who have crossed the line in your life more than once. It requires you to call out BS when you hear it, when you see it, when you know it. It requires you to be bold in your actions and in your words. It requires you to learn how to wield that damn sword, baby. And the sword meaning being the words that come from your mouth, your position, your stance. It requires you to stand strong and bold in your convictions so that you can deliver what you know you've been given to deliver on this planet and in this world. Yes, new levels equal new devils, but it also requires you to be a new devil, baby. When you become this new devil on your new level, you won't have to say a lot because your energy will speak for itself when you enter the room. People will know not to fuck with you. Even people who have attempted to cross the lines with you before, they won't attempt to do it again because you look different than what you did before. You're showing up different. You speaking different. You walking different. You have a different essence about you. There's something about you that's different that I don't want to touch because it's scary. I can feel the fire coming off of you. I can feel the heat coming off of you. And I'm not going to touch you. Why? Because I don't want to get burned. That is what folks will be saying about you if you have been on this journey of activating your superpower, Your superpower being your mission and your purpose and your talents and your skills and your abilities and your gifts that you have been born with, that you have been DNA coded with to bring and birth into this world. You look different. You're moving different. You walk different. You talk different. Your aura is different. There's something different about you. Why? Because you have gone into this dark night of the soul. You've taken the dark night of the soul journey, the odyssey that many don't survive, but you did. You've taken that path and you survived it because what you carry and what you're meant to bring to this world is too important. You are too important. Your mission is too important. You survived it because there is a supernatural protection around you. You were born with it. Me, for example, if you've gotten your copy of Activate, Unorthodox Philosophies that explore anxiety, depression, and suicidal thoughts as symptoms of suppressed superpower, you will know that I divulged that I was born with a veil. Literally, born with a veil. If you don't know what that means, go and Google it. But babies who were born with veils were deemed to be reincarnated witches, believed to be of monarch bloodline, believed to be, people believe that babies born with veils would become New Age Dalai Lamas. They were also feared and revered for the same reason. Feared for the veil, but revered for it as well, because obviously people at a certain point in our existence didn't understand what that meant. And so in a lot of ways, being born with a veil was viewed as being a blessing and a curse. So those of you who have this spiritual supernatural protection around you and have had it since you were in your mother's womb, since you were in your father's nutsack, okay? Listen, if you can't take it, unsubscribe here. Unfollow me, in the words of Erykah Badu. But the supernatural protection has been around you since your conception. And because of that, you were always meant to come into this superpower of yours so that you can bring it out into the world. Your new level requiring you to be a new devil is the activation of your superpower, is the activation of your powers coming online inside of you, awakening inside of you. So in 2020 or 2021, I was in the grocery store and just walking, and my mother was with me at the time too. She was in front of me. I was a couple feet behind her, and I had a basket, the hand basket on my wrist, and we're just walking, looking for what we're looking for. And this woman comes up behind me. Literally, she comes from behind me, and she says, "Excuse me." And she was a black woman, very heavy set. I mean, a woman that looked like she was a fighter, okay? Like she's the type of woman you would have to fight from sun up to sundown. She looked like she came from a family of fighters. She looked like she enjoyed fighting for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, okay? You could see it in her energy, and not just in her build and her body, but you could just see it. Like she was around the way. For my sisters that you know, she was around the way, one of those, willing to fight on sight because she just feel like it today, because she having a bad day. And I think that day she was having a bad day and was looking for somebody to project on. So she comes from behind me, y'all, and she says, "Excuse me." And she has her son with her. He looks like he's about 9 or 10 years old. Handsome little boy. And she says to me, "You done bumped into me 3 or 4 times. You done ran into me 3 or 4 times. You need to watch where you're going." And she comes from behind me, right? And so I look at her and I felt literally my spine ignite. I felt my kundalini rise. My body just got hot all over. My hair stood up all over my body. I was hot, like I was in a sauna. And I said to her, "Excuse me," and as I'm saying, "Excuse me," my mother, who's next to me, She says, oh, she did. Oh, she's sorry. She's sorry. She didn't mean. I said, no, hold on, mama. I said, wait a minute. Right? Because my mom looking concerned like, oh my God, my daughter and this woman is about to scrap in this supermarket. Because this is how much this woman was, she looked like she was ready to throw a blow any moment. And so I said, excuse me, you're saying I bumped into you 3 or 4 times and you just came up from behind me? Am I walking backwards? What really happened was I was walking at a pace she didn't like. And so whenever I was walking at this pace, she couldn't get around me. And so she would run up from behind me, and she called that me bumping into her, but really she was bumping into me because she couldn't get around me because she didn't like the pace I was walking. There may have been people on either side of me to where she couldn't go around. So she considered it me bumping into her rather than her bumping into me, right? This is how screwy her mind was, okay? And so, or where she was energetically. And so when I said that, she has this look on her face. She goes, like that, right? Because there was no comeback for that. Because she knew I was telling the truth. I'm bumping into you, but you just came up from behind me. If you're bumping into somebody, typically they would be in front of you, on the side of you, where you're stepping on their foot or their heel or something, right? That's when you're bumping into somebody. I can't bump into you going backwards, so I know she was full of shit, right? I knew she was in this energy where she wanted to be combative. This was her energy. And when I said that, she did that little thing with her face, and she looked at me. And when I said this to her, I had on my shades, and I was looking at her, you know, through my shades, but, you know, above my shades. And immediately the heat expanded in my body. I could feel my auric field expand. And I know she must have felt the heat coming off my body. And that woman looks at me and she says, you know what? I'll never forget this. You know what? I see you have a very evil spirit in you. You have a good day. Okay. And she proceeds to walk away. Now, this is not the type of thing that a woman, like I say, of her caliber would do. She isn't a woman that would walk away. I never met her before. She never met me before. But you can read energy. I'm a reader of energy. She wasn't the type of woman to walk away. If she felt like fighting, she looked like she'd just go there. So she walks away in one direction, and I go in the other direction. And as I'm walking in the direction I'm going, there's this couple that's standing there, and I hear the guy of the couple say, dang. I hear the guy of the couple say, dang, she said that or something, you know. The woman must have heard it because she didn't like it. So then she wanted to change her mind and turn around, and I hear her tell her son, hold my purse, hold my bag. She was coming for it, right? She was trying to come to get it, honey. And her son busts out in tears, grabbing on his mother's arm, saying, Mama, no, please, Mama, no. Like he's used to seeing his mama do this, right? Mama, no, please, Mama, no, no, no. And she's grabbing on, she's trying to get to me. And I'm way kind of down, but I can hear the commotion. So she's trying to get to me. So I turn and I see her son going like this to her arm. And then he lets her arm go. And he said, man, I'm tired of this, man. I'm tired of this. I'm leaving. I'm out, man. I'm done. He goes walking away from his mother. And that's what, I guess, snapped her back into reality. Because now her son was separating himself from her. Because he was tired of seeing it. Obviously, this is her MO. That's what she did. So she goes to follow her son. I bring that up because that day sticks with me. And it's a story that I've told just people in my family. My mother has told it in my family because it was so eye-opening and soul-opening. And when I say eye-opening, I mean this eye-opening. Because I realized that in that moment when that woman said, I see you have a very evil spirit with you, you have a good day. What she saw was the God in me. What she saw was the protections. What she felt was the protections around me. When I looked at her from my eyes, what she saw was the fire and the passion behind my eyes to say unfuckwithable. That said that said formidable and unfuckwithable in more ways than one. Not to say that I am the baddest woman in the world, that I can beat this person, beat that person. I'm not a fighter. I'm a lover, right? I prefer to be a lover rather than a fighter. But when you are on this journey of bringing your missions and your purpose to the world, there will be people, places, and things that are on your path, that are set in your path to try to delay you, try to harm you, even try to kill you if it can. When you take this journey through your dark night of the soul, you unleash and activate your inner demons, devil, for more reasons. See, there's this misconception that has been derived from Orthodox religion for us to always despise and smite the devil and demons and hide them away. No. That whole notion of facing your demons means more than what we have been taught, and I'm here to share it with you because that's what I'm here to do. That's part of my mission and purpose. I'm the whistleblower on many things. We are not here to just face your demons. That's not what this is about. We're not supposed to be defying our darkness, our shadows. We are supposed to be bringing our darkness and our shadows online for more reasons than one. And the main reason is for protection and guidance. You cannot be out here in this world or any industry you're in or any work environment you're in, Pollyanna, sunshine, rainbows, and butterflies. That is not the reality of this existence. This is yin yang, baby. This is heaven and hell. This is angels and demons. This is sun and moon, light and dark. Okay? We are not supposed to be hiding and smiting and despising our shadows, our darkness. We are supposed to be bringing them in unison with our light. As much as we respect the light, we should also be respecting the darkness, the shadow elements of ourselves. As much as we honor and respect our ideas of God, we should be honoring and respecting our ideas of the devils in ourselves. And the work that we're supposed to be doing, if we are evolving as we're supposed to be evolving, the work we're supposed to be doing, okay, is being guided and protected by our light and our dark. The work we're supposed to be doing is developing our emotional intelligence and mental health to know what it means when you bring your angel and your demons, your God and your Lucifer devil to the table. We are supposed to be marrying together our light and our dark. It was never supposed to be to praise one and vilify and demonize the other. We wonder where the split comes in our consciousness and our world, where the split comes in ourselves, why there's this split between men and women, why there's this divide in ourselves and in our world, why there's so much confusion and division. It's because we have divided in ourselves our light and our dark. And the work is to marry them together. So, yes, your new level will also require you to be a new devil. Meaning knowing how to wield your sword, knowing how to draw those boundaries, knowing when and how to tell people where they can get the fuck off. Respectfully, okay? Being both in our feminine and our masculine energies. Being able to wield your sword and knowing when to put it down. Okay? Being able to put a motherfucker in the headlock, but then also knowing when to give him a hug, you know? I'm just saying. But your emotional intelligence and your mental health guide you on when, where, and how to do these things. We were never supposed to be just these, you know, oh, sunshine, rainbows, and butterflies, and frolicky. You know, I have a friend who he loves to say love and light, love and light. Everything is love and light, love and light. And so when he messages me sometimes, he'll say, okay, you know, whatever, he'll end off with whatever he's ending off with, and he'll always say love and light. And I'll end off what I end off with, and I'll say love, light, and dark. Right? And he always likes it and puts a heart with it or something like that. Good friend of mine. But I do that on purpose because even in doing that in a text message, is reminding my friend or anybody that I message that there's this the duality. When a lot of people say, oh, there's no duality in this dimension, there's absolutely duality, right? But they mirror each other. Okay, they're mirror reflections of each other. What they really are infinite parts of the same whole. Most people like to say polarities, or different ends of the spectrums, or polarities. Okay, whatever you want to call it, they're still the sun and the moon. They reflect each other. They mirror each other. Okay, there's this dance between the two. And so your new level requiring you to be a new devil means marrying your angel and your demons, your heaven and your hell, your light and your dark, your sun and your moon, your God, goddess, devil, Lucifer, together. Invite them to the table, baby, and have communion together. I remember when I was in the thick of my dark night of the soul journey, I was going through so much in my life. I mean, everything that could go wrong went wrong. This was Murphy's Law 101, okay? Everything that could go wrong went wrong in my life. Some of you who've been on this journey for some time with me, you know the things that I've expressed publicly. And I was in meditation or prayer one night, and I was on the floor, and I was emotional. I was crying. One of the many nights I cried. And these words welled up inside of me so strongly, and it was, okay, God, okay, devil. Because the idea is, when things go wrong in your life, when you feel like you're under attack, we've been taught that this is the devil and the demons that are attacking us, right? The devil don't want to see you have this. The devil is attacking. Oh, the devil doing this. I think we put way too much emphasis on this idea of the devil doing something to us. The only devils that I know that exist are in ourselves and in other people. When you think about the devil attacking, really think about that. It's most likely people you knew. It was most likely people who were closest to you. Your best friend who was really a frenemy. Your man who you thought was your man, but was really a karmic. Okay. Pastors, priests, whatever you want to call it. The devils that you have experienced, if you're honest with yourself, the attacks that you have experienced, if you're honest with yourself, have come from other people, not some invisible, unseen force from a place called hell. It was your best friend. It was your lover. It was your teacher. It was your next door neighbor. It was a stranger on the street. It was the cashier at the store, okay? And people. So in my mind, when I was in this meditation, I said, okay, if the devil and the demons are doing this attacking like we've been taught, let me talk to them. Let me ask them why they're attacking. I was like, hey, vato. Hey, vato. ¿Qué pasó? What's going on? Why am I, under this extreme levels of attack? I mean, everywhere I turned, there was another something falling or breaking or shattering in my life. And so I was in this meditation prayer, and I was on the floor, and I'm crying out, and I said, God and devil, I need you both to come to the table. I said, I need you both to come to the table, because we need to have a kumbaya moment. I need to talk to both of you. Angels and demons, I need you both to the table right now. Let's break bread together and have a conversation. And I was at the head of the table, and I could see this happening in my spiritual eye, my inner eye. I could feel all the energies shift in my living room where I was living at the time. And I said, we need to have a coming together, and we need to talk. What the hell is going on? Pun intended. What the hell is going on? I need y'all both to talk to me. When I went into that meditation and that prayer, it was like I had this vision in my mind of, like, you ever seen the movies where two big mob families come together and they have a meeting because they want to know who shot cousin Vinny or something. Like, who's attacking, somebody's attacking us, and we want to know who it is. Is it your side? Is it the guys on your side? Is it the guys on my side? Like, who's doing the attacking? And these big mob families come together and they say, hey, yo, Cabretti, I have the utmost respect for you. It's not my guys. We didn't put out that hit on Timmésha, right? So it's like the devils and the demons. We didn't put out that hit on Timmésha. It's not my guys. God saying, well, I didn't orchestrate putting out a hit on Timmésha. I didn't Job Timmésha. So who is doing it? Right? That's the kind of meeting that I had. And it's a whole nother story to go into, but this is the type of meeting that I had with my spiritual team. This is the type of meeting that I had with my spiritual selves, with my inner light and my inner dark, with my inner angel and demons, with my inner God, goddess, and Lucifer. We had a coming together in a communion so that I could ask questions about what the hell is going on, what should I do next, what should I not do next, what am I here for? If it's going to be this hard, what is the point? What I walked away with is what I'm sharing with you now. What I walked away with from that meditation, from that prayer that night, that late night, was both sides are on our sides. Nationwide is on your side. I'm just hearing that. The light and the dark is both on our sides. The angels and the demons are both on our sides. And the work that we must do is to activate them, raise them up, unleash them within ourselves so that they can work together for our good. When we are attacked by other people, we want to call the devils and demons in other people, that is due to other people who have not done the inner work on themselves. They've not done the inner work to refine their inner devils and demons. People who have not activated their emotional intelligence and their mental health. So when you see people attacking other people, trying to compete, trying to undermine, undercut, trying to sabotage, trying to harm, hurt, delay, even trying to kill, those are demons that have gone rogue. Demons, aka fallen angels, which are still angels. If you listen to my last cast, we have angels in the light and in the dark. The angels in the light is what we call angels. The angels in the dark is what we call demons. Okay? When you are attacked by other people, demons and devils, it's proof of the work that those people have refused to do on themselves to gain mental health and emotional intelligence. And because we know this, because we know that there are people out here in this world who will refuse to do the work on themselves to ascend, who will refuse to do the work on themselves to unify their light and their dark. We know that these people exist. Because we know this, it is imperative that on every level that you exist on, every level that you grow on, every level that you evolve, every level that you reach in your life, you must become a new devil. You must activate your shadow and your dark, because not everybody is going to be for you. Not everybody is going to support you. Not everybody wants to help you. We know this. What I'm saying to you isn't new. And the parts that we're missing, especially as spiritual beings having a human experience, those of us who are here to do, to do our light work and our dark work, okay? Those of us who are here carrying these spiritual abilities of clairvoyance, clairsentience, clairaudience, those of us that are here to create and innovate, to do and undo, those of us who are here to enter into leadership roles, to take on positions within politics. Yes, some of you who carry your spiritual gifts are meant to be in politics, are meant to be in positions of leadership, because you are meant to guide this new world that is here. Okay? So for those of you that is here, it's imperative that you no longer lie to yourself and play these mind games with yourself, that you are supposed to be Pollyanna and overly humble in places that are, or around people that want to tear you apart. And in most cases, you won't be in those atmospheres anyway, because you're spiritual self won't even allow you to be in those atmospheres where you'll get torn apart. You wouldn't even enter those spaces because they don't resonate with where you are. But you do know, and you must know, and must be equipped with how to protect yourself mentally, spiritually, physically, and emotionally. You must learn and know how to wield your sword skillfully. And the way to do that is by becoming your own version of your own new devil on your new level. And that's all I've got to say. I hope this resonates with some of you who this is meant for. I was guided to share this message. If it's for you, it's for you. If it's not for you, then it's not for you. Get out of here, okay? To those of you who've subscribed here on Fireside Chats for Global Women, thank you. Obviously, what I have to share and say resonates with you on a deep level, and I'm happy to know that. For those of you who haven't subscribed here, what the hell are you waiting for? What are you waiting for? Let me like it too. What are you waiting for? Okay, go ahead and subscribe. Okay, and let's see, like, share, comment down below. I am also a new devil on my new level, setting healthy boundaries and letting motherfuckers know where they can get off if they cross the line. Okay, being able to do that in your feminine energy and maintaining your sexy all at the same time. Yes. If you haven't, get your copy of Activate. It is on Amazon. You can also order it from our website, TimméshaBurgess.com. I dive deep into all of what I just shared with you here. It goes even deeper. So go ahead and get your copy. Make sure you read it, study it, and pass it along. Okay? Share it with other people. Have book clubs about it. Have study groups about it. Call me if you want me to come and chat with you and have lectures and seminars about it. You can do that. Speaking of lectures and seminars, I'm available for booking. You can fill out a contact me form on my website, TimméshaBurgess.com. If you'd like to book me for any speaking events, seminars, conferences, webinars, podcasts, you let me know. Okay, this is what I'm here for. And also get you some merch. You can order your merch from my website as well, TimméshaBurgess.com. Currently, the campaign that is out is Fear of Feminine Power is a Mental Disorder. And there is some other merch that I have there. I haven't put it out there yet, but once you go to our community's online store, you will see that. So, and I won't say what that is. You'll know it when you see it. And if you decide to get you some merch there, make sure you take a picture of your sexy ass in it, okay? Make sure you tag me on Instagram, Timmésha Burgess, and make sure you tag our community as well, because, honey, we want to see you, okay? And, yeah, I'm glad that you all are here. And again, I hope this resonates with you. I'll see you all on the flip side. And remember, turning pain into power is sexy. Ciao for now.